This module aims at discussing structure, conduct and performance, that is SCP paradigm. After learning this module, you will understand the concept of SCP paradigm, the origin of SCP paradigm, theory and modeling SCP, factors affecting SCP and the empirical evidence of SCP. Firm behavior and market structure are principal components of industrial economics. These components were more empathetically highlighted to a large extent by the work of a group of economists at Harvard in 1930s. In order to describe how key aspects of market structure relate to each other, Edward Mason and his PhD student Joe S. Bain formulated a framework called the Structure Conduct Performance or SCP in 1959. This SCP hypothesis was popularized during 1960s with its empirical relationship between industry structure and performance and has led to the implementation of most antitrust legislation. Since then, economists started using SCP paradigm as an analytical framework to establish a relationship between market structures, market conduct and market performance. This approach was summarized briefly by Stephen Martin and was advocated that the central hypothesis of the SCP framework is that observable structural characteristics of a market determine the behavior of firms within the market, and that the behavior of firms within a market affects structural characteristics and determines measurable market performance. The decades between early 1950s and early 1980s had seen the SCP paradigm as a dominant framework for empirical work in industrial economics. However, the influence of SCP paradigm began to diminish in the 1980s with the development of game theoretical analysis of oligopolistic markets. In the SCP paradigm, structure refers to those set of factors that are somewhat stable over time. These factors affect the behavior of firms and consumers in a substantial way. The structure of the market is also determined by the nature of the product and the available production technology. The way in which buyers and sellers behave with each other in the market is known as conduct in SCP paradigm. Some of the important aspects of behavior in SCP paradigm are pricing behavior, strategic behavior, investment decision, collusive behavior, etc. In SCP paradigm, performance is measured by comparing efficiency of firms in the industry. In order to measure efficiency, different ratios are used. Generally, profitability levels, output levels or technological progress of firms are used while measuring efficiency. Now let us understand structure conduct performance. In this section, first we will discuss the origin followed by evolution of the SCP paradigm. Then we will focus on its paradigm, the origin and evolution. Origin of the SCP paradigm dates back to the works of Harvard University professor Edward Mason in 1930s. The empirical work of Edward Chamberlain opened the way for both Mason and his student Joe Bain to explore how pricing and production policies of large firms are determined. Mason started with the view that in order to determine the production and pricing policy of a firm, its market share plays a vital role. In the 1930s, both theoretical and empirical approaches gained momentum in understanding pricing policies of firms. The theoretical approach basically involved the use of degree of market imperfection to derive production and pricing policy of a firm. Similarly, the empirical approach brought the relationship between observed prices and other economic factors to focus on differences in market structure. According to Mason, empirical analysis is essential to ensure that the theories of the firm are useful because these theories are based on mathematical models. In fact, the relevance of theories cannot be determined without empirical observations. Thus, empirical observations are useful to test the theories. Mason had a view that the price and production decisions of a firm are influenced by number 1, internal organization of the firm, and number 2, the market structure. Internal organization indicates group relationships within the firm which exercises influence on the firm's policy, whereas market structure is a multidimensional concept that is specified and measured by factors such as product characteristics, cost of production, and the number and market shares of buyers and sellers in the market. Factors such as industry life cycle and the characteristics of the distribution channel also affect firm behavior. Thus, elements of the SCP paradigm were seen in Mason's work in the 1930s. Mason's future empirical policy work was subsequently taken up by his PhD student Joe S. Bain, who used industry level data. However, Mason were more in favor of case studies involving specific firms or industries, but Bain's work has proved to be more significant in the field of industrial economics. Let us move on to the SCP paradigm. The SCP paradigm comprises of 3 major elements as can be seen from figure 1. These are structure, conduct, and performance. The structure refers to market structure. The variables such as seller concentration, degree of product differentiation, and barriers of entry are used to describe market structure. These variables can be further classified into 2 classes, namely intrinsic structural variables and derived structural variables. Intrinsic structural variables are those variables that are determined by the nature of products and technologies available for production and marketing, whereas the derived structural variables are those variables that are determined by factors controlled by firms and government such as barriers of entry, seller and buyer concentration, and product differentiation. Conduct refers to behavior of firm. Pricing strategies, collusion, advertising, research and development, and capacity investment are the variables used to determine firm behavior. Performance refers to equilibrium evaluated in terms of allocative efficiency. Profitability and price cost margin are the most important variables used to evaluate performance. In SCP paradigm, the drivers of market performance are the market forces, that is, the conditions underlying the demand and supply side of the market. The market forces determine market structure, the factors of which are reported in the second box of figure 1. The number of buyers and sellers in a perfectly competitive market indicate that there are many buyers and sellers, none of whom are able to influence price. However, much policy concern is focused towards markets with few sellers. Product differentiation is the presence of different varieties of a product class to be imperfect substitutes to the consumers. This arises from product characteristics such as product design or from advertising, etc. The theory of monopolistic competition recognizes this. The number of buyers and sellers and the extent of product differentiation help in identifying the situation of rivalry among actual buyers and sellers. Barriers to entry are more likely to indicate cost of entry, that is, the cost of investments needed to start supplying to a market. Barriers to entry were first emphasized by Bain, who conveyed information about the possibility of the rivalry between potential and actual sellers. As explained above, conduct includes price behavior, which is the initial primary focus of SCP paradigm, as can be seen from figure 1. Conduct also includes product strategy, which in part determines the extent of product differentiation. Advertising and other marketing efforts also determine the extent of product differentiation. Figure 1 shows various types of firm conduct as feeding back to affect market structure. For instance, advertising may affect the cost of entry and pricing policy may influence the payoff that is expected from entry. In figure 1, firm conduct also influences the demand side of the market. For example, pricing may affect the elasticity of demand. Through the conduct demand conditions feedback link, market structure is affected by the firm conduct. The SCP paradigm also shows that firm conduct affects various dimensions of market performance, such as productive efficiency and allocative efficiency. Productive efficiency is the lowest technologically possible production cost that is determined by firm conduct. Firm conduct also determines the rate of technological progress. Moving on to theory and empirics of SCP paradigm. The first in this is theory and modeling SCP. Using Cournot-Duopoly model, we can formalize the theoretical link between SCP of the firms. The learner's index here is considered to establish the link between various available factors of firms. So we can write learner's index as Li is equal to P minus MC upon P, where Li is learner's index, P is the price and MC is the marginal cost. The learner's index in its current form is not so popular to use. A more sophisticated version of learner's index is being utilized by the economist frequently. This can be written as Li is equal to Si upon E to be multiplied with 1 plus lambda I, where Li is learner's modified index, Si is market share of the ith firm, E is price elasticity of demand and lambda I is conjectural variation, which is equal to the change in Qj with respect to Qi. In this modified version of learner's index, the output response of jth firm, that is a rival firm, due to change in output of the ith firm is measured by conjectural variation variable. The degree of collusion between firms and the industry is also measured by this conjectural variation variable. The conjectural variation variable is functionally dependent on seller concentration, entry barrier and other industry or firm characteristics. Thus, the conjectural variation function can be written as lambda I is equal to lambda, which is function of Cj, Bj and Xij, where Cj is measure of seller concentration, Bj is a set of entry barrier measures, Xij other industry or firm characteristics, while lambda I is the conjectural variation variable. The link between structure, conduct and performance is widely recognized and is observed in the conjectural variation function in the learner index. This link between structure and conduct is observed in equation 3. From equation 2 and equation 3, we get Li is equal to Si divided by E to be multiplied with the addition of 1 plus lambda, which is function of Cj, Bj and Xij. This implies that learner's index is functionally dependent not only on market structure and price elasticity, but also on seller concentration, entry barrier and industry or firm characteristics. Thus, the relationship between them can be written as Li is equal to L, which is function of Si, E, Cj, Bj and Xij. However, the learner's index is theoretical in nature, which is not observable in reality. We can rewrite equation 5 by assuming correlation between the learner index and the measures of profitability, that is pi I, at firm level, as pi I is a function of S, E, Cj, Bj and Xij. If we consider industry in place of firm, then equation 6 can be rewritten as pi j is equal to pi I, which is a function of Cj, Bj and Xij. The relationship itself highlights the profitability which is being determined by concentration. Now let us discuss about the factors affecting SCP. Entry barriers can be considered as a factor affecting the performance of firms in the SCP paradigm. Entry barriers may either be structural or strategic. While structural barriers are exogenously determined, strategic barriers are derived from strategies discouraging entry or forcing rival firms to exit. Also, scale economies and product differentiation are a part of structural barriers. Thus, quantifiable structural barriers of entry have been seen in most of the empirical literature on SCP. The minimum efficient scale of production relative to size of market demand is one such entry barrier. The minimum efficient scale of production can be defined as the ratio of sales of plants at the midpoint of industry plant size distribution to total industry sales. Cost advantage ratio is another measure of entry barrier. Cost advantage ratio is the ratio of value added per worker in plants below minimum efficient scale to that in larger plants. One of the most widely used entry barriers in empirical SCP studies is product differentiation, which is defined as the ratio of advertising expenditure to sales. There are also some factors that affect SCP in its empirical investigation. These include buyer concentration, industry growth, ratio of imports to domestic production or consumption, and the geographic dispersion measures. Empirical evidence of SCP. Initially, the SCP paradigm was limited to book length studies of single industries. However, it was Bain who published a comparative study of small number of industries in 1956. But in Bain's work, no formal statistical techniques were observed, though it was possible by industrial economists at a later stage to provide econometric analysis of cross-section samples of industry data. In figure 2, the Bain study shows concentration, entry conditions, the profitability of 20 US industries from 1947 to 1951. The results from Bain's study can be seen in this figure, which shows the relationship between profitability and seller concentration of 20 US industries. According to Bain, profitability is the profit after tax as a percentage of stockholders' equity. The 4-firm seller concentration ratio, which is the sum of the market shares of the 4 largest firms in the industry, is used to measure seller concentration. In Bain's work, it is observed as per the nature of barriers to entry. Each industry in the sample is classified into one of 3 groups. These are high barriers to entry, substantial barriers to entry, and low to moderate barriers to entry. The dashed line in figure 2 of Martin S is the least square regression line relating profitability to concentration ratio. Martin S in 2010 through this line shows that higher concentration level and higher profitability tended to go together in Bain's sample. It also appears that profitability tends to be higher in high entry cost industries than in industries with low, moderate or substantial entry cost. The causal relationship between market structure, conduct and performance have been observed in the SCP paradigm. It has been proved empirically that market structure determines conduct and conduct in turn determines performance. Market structure is also determined by a variety of other factors that can be classified as either demand or supply factors. This can be observed from figure 1. Empirical industrial economists who subscribe to the SCP paradigm point out that the causality between structure and conduct can run the other way around. They have advocated that firm conduct such as predatory behavior or entry deterrence can help in constructing the market structure. Some economists have also explored empirically that the relationship between conduct and performance is weak. Now let us summarize what we have learned from this module. The SCP paradigm was the brainchild of Edward Mason and his PhD student Joe S. Bain at Harvard University. The SCP hypothesis was popularized during 1960s with its empirical relationship between industry structure and performance and has led to the implementation of most antitrust legislation. Since then, economists started using SCP paradigm as an analytical framework to establish the relationship between market structures, market conduct and market performance. The SCP paradigm comprises of three major elements as structure, conduct and performance. Structure refers to market structure. Conduct refers to behavior of firm. Performance refers to equilibrium evaluated in terms of allocative efficiency. The causal relationships between market structure, conduct and performance have been observed in the SCP paradigm. In Lerner's model, the conjectural variation variable is functionally dependent on seller concentration, entry barrier and other industry or firm characteristics. The link between structure, conduct and performance is widely recognized and is observed in the conjectural variation function in the Lerner's index. Lerner's index is functionally dependent not only on market share and price elasticity but also on seller concentration, entry barrier and industry or firm characteristics. Lerner's index is empirically not possible always to compute due to several practical limitations. Again, firms produce many products and the index is computed only for one product. Therefore, performance of firm with respect to various products will vary. Entry barriers can be considered as a factor affecting performance of firms in the SCP paradigm. Entry barrier may either be structural or strategic. While the structural barriers are exogenously determined, strategic barriers are derived from strategies discouraging entry or forcing rival firms to exit. Also, scale economies and product differentiation are a part of structural barriers. Thus, quantifiable structural barriers of entry have been seen in most of the empirical literature on SCP. Minimum efficient scale of production relative to market demand size is one such entry barrier. Minimum efficient scale of production can be defined as the ratio of sales of plants at the midpoint of industry plant size distribution to industry sales. Cost advantage ratio is also another measure of entry barrier. Cost advantage ratio is the ratio of value added per worker in plants below minimum efficient scale to that in larger plants. One of the most widely used entry barrier in empirical SCP studies is product differentiation, which is defined as the ratio of advertising expenditure to sales. Initially, SCP paradigm was limited to book length studies of single industries. However, it was Bain who published a comparative study of a small number of industries in 1956. The results from Bain study shows the relationship between profitability and seller concentration of 20 US industries. According to Bain, profitability is the profit after tax as a percentage of stockholders' equity. The 4-firm seller concentration ratio, which is the sum of the market shares of the 4 largest firms in the industry, is used to measure seller concentration. The causal relationships between market structure, conduct and performance have been observed in the SCP paradigm. It has been proved empirically that market structure determines conduct and conduct in turn determines performance. Market structure is also determined by a variety of other factors that can be classified as either demand or supply factors. Empirical industrial economists who subscribe the SCP paradigm point out that the causality between structure and conduct can run the other way round. They have advocated that firms' conduct such as predatory behavior or entry deterrence can help in conducting the market structure. Some economists have also explored empirically the relationship between conduct and performance is weak.